actually pretty dope songs, dude. They're like, you know, like some of those bands you get, you're like, they say they do one thing and then you get it.
I've been trying to find the words to say, and every time I feel like I'm ready to do this, I realize I'm not. I've been sitting right here. Okay. I've been sitting here for a little bit and just trying to gather myself and prepare myself for this. I don't think that there's anything that's going to fuck. You guys are a big part of my life. You guys have been a big part of my life for I believe a little over 8 years now, and you're a part of my family. So I need to do this, you know. Got a couple of things to talk about today, and it's going to be hard to get through it. I'm going to try to make this video without having to do a bunch of cuts and all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of emotions right now, and yeah, I don't know. Let's start off. I was kind of trying to wait until after the holidays to let you guys know about Josh. You know, I wanted to make a video like this to inform the DBFam that our good friend Josh has passed away. And I wanted to wait till after Christmas and New Year's and all that, because I didn't want to bring that kind of sadness and, you know, to the holiday season. But yeah, Josh was a really good friend of mine, man. And you know, he didn't have a lot of family and stuff in his life. He had a few friends, you know, and I'm glad that I was capable of being a part of his life, and I was glad he was in mine. And as cliche as this sounds, man, I know people like to say a lot of good things about people when they're gone, and you know, because that's our default is to, you know, he was a good person, he was great, and sometimes you'll say that and you don't even really mean it. But with Josh, man, I really mean that. Like, he was a genuinely good person, and if you ever needed help with anything, he was there, man. Like, you can call him up and he would be there for you without expecting anything in return, you know, without ever making you feel guilty for not doing something for him because he did this for you. And you know, like, I've had a lot of fake friends in my life, you know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. And Josh just wasn't that, dude. He wasn't that. He loved the channel. He loved you guys. He really enjoyed being, I called him my manager. Management, not my manager, but you know, he managed the business. I still have him saved in my phone under Josh Management. You know, I wish I was capable of keeping him on, doing the behind the scenes stuff, but you know, sometimes he needs his own income, and it wasn't going to be enough for him to live, you know, and to pay his bills and all that. But anyhow, that aside, he had I guess he had a heart attack. That's what his roommate told me. I remember I had texted Josh Happy Thanksgiving and everything, and it just was abnormal for him not to respond. You know, and a couple of days after Thanksgiving, Jessica and I were walking through Walmart, and I saw something that reminded me of him, and I was talking about him, and like, Josh is one of those guys, like, I talk about him all the time, because he's a big part of my life, you know. And then it dawned on me right there. I was like, whoa, you know what? He never responded back to me on Thanksgiving. That's abnormal for him. So I tried to call, and it just went to voicemail. And then after we left Walmart, I went to his house and just to see if everything looked normal, and which it did. Everything just looked normal. And I went up there and I rang his Ring doorbell, and I'm doing goofy stuff at the camera like I always do anytime I go over there. And his roommate answered the door while I'm down with the camera. You know, I'm like down like this. He opens the door, and I'm like, oh, hey. We just kind of had like an awkward silence for a moment, because normally I don't have to say, hey, is Josh here? He would normally walk away and be like, oh, I'm going to go get him, you know? But it was just kind of an awkward silence, and he just stood there, and I was like, where's Josh at? And he's like, bro, I tried to send you a message on Facebook, in which he did, but him and me and his roommate weren't friends on Facebook. He was in my message request, you know, but yeah, then he let me know that Josh had passed, and he had a heart attack at night, you know, in his bedroom, and his roommate found him, and yeah, that really tore me up, dude. And like I said, I was kind of waiting until after the holidays and stuff to really bring it to you guys, to let you guys know that unfortunately that's what happened. So yeah, so now a little bit of time passes after that, and getting through Christmas and coming up to New Year's, on New Year's Eve. A lot of you guys know, I want to make this clear before I even say this. A lot of you guys know Braven, my son. I am not referring to him. I have two sons, so I know a lot of you guys probably don't even know that, but a lot of you guys do. I have a younger son. He was 10 years old, and he passed away New Year's Eve. He had an extremely rare genetic disorder called NKH for short. It's non-ketotic hyperglycemia. Basically, like, he was 10 years old, but he was like a newborn baby, kind of, you know, just for lack of a better term, so you guys can understand. Like, he's non-verbal, non-mobile, like he wasn't able to walk or talk, but he was just a sweet, loving kid, man. For somebody who isn't as capable of expressing emotion the way most of us do, you know, with words, and for someone who was so limited on his ability to express love and care, you really felt it from him. He was just such a sweet kid. He was so innocent, and just, he really was the best thing in all of our lives, man. Like, I'm not gonna be straight up with you guys. My family has a lot of problems, and I'm sure you guys can relate. You know, this person's angry with this person, and this person, oh, you're dead to me. Oh, I'm not talking. You know, there's a lot of drama inside of my family, and Bear was free of all that. You know, like, he didn't have to experience hatred and anger and all this stuff that we all put ourselves through on a daily basis. Like, he was just happy and loving. It's so rough, because I've been trying to find the words to say, dude. I've never felt a pain like this, you know. It's one of those things that people aren't supposed to experience, you know, like one of your children passing before you, like one of your children passing before you, you know. Like, but I would like to tell you guys a story about Bear, though. So his name is Braden. Obviously, I don't know, a lot of you guys probably don't even know that, because we just always called him Bear. Since he was a really small little baby, I always called him Baby Bear, and it just stuck. You know, we all called him Bear. But Braden, when he was born, we brought him home, and he wasn't even a week old, and he had a seizure, which just scared the living shit out of us, you know. And we rushed him to the Phoenix Children's Hospital, which he spent the first month of his life there, while they tried to find out what was wrong with him and diagnose him. Like, this NKH, this disorder is so rare that there was only one doctor in the entire Phoenix Children's Hospital that had even heard of this condition, and he identified it because Bear had hiccups, and that's one of the side effects, is that you'll have like hiccups. So at that point, they had to do a spinal tap on him and check how much glycine was in the fluid that's around his spine and his brain, and so that's basically what NKH is you have a high level of glycine in the fluid that surrounds your brain and your spine, and that fluid is what, there's things that travel through it, like kind of like electricity, that sends the signals through your body that tells you to move your arms and blink and all those kind of things, you know. And so the high levels of glycine that's inside of those fluids on Bear would restrict those. So that's basically what his condition was. And there's no cure for it. But he spent the first month of his life in the hospital, and he was on a ventilator. So the ventilator was breathing for him. And if you guys know anything about a vent, it will do a percentage. So you can turn the vent down to where like it's breathing for you 50% and you're covering that other 50%. And then they can slowly wean you off of a vent by turning the ventilator down to where the ventilator is only doing 20% and letting you do more, you know. And they kept trying to turn the ventilator down to see if Bear would pick up the pace to breathe on his own, and he wouldn't. Inside of the hospital, he just wouldn't. Every time they turned it down, his oxygen levels got dangerously low, and they had to turn him back up. And we were to a point to where we had to make that tough decision when he was only a month old. The doctors didn't think that he was ever going to be able to breathe on his own, that he was basically going to have to live like that. And of course, we didn't want him to have to live like that. And we made that, me and his mother made that decision to bring him home, to take him off the vent so that he could pass at home, you know. And God, we really went through it back then, and that's what we did. They loaded him up in an ambulance, and they brought him into the house on a gurney inside of this thing where he's hooked to a vent, and carried him into our bedroom and sat him in our bed to disconnect him, to take the vent off. And that's what they did. And they handed us our baby so that we can spend his last moments with him at home, you know. And those minutes that the doctor said that he was going to live turned to hours, and it eventually became a point to where the doctor had to leave, you know. So those minutes turned to hours, and then the hours turned to days. The doctor the next day said, "Oh, you know, he's pulling through. You know, I don't want you to get your hopes up because I really don't see this lasting too long." But little did they know, man, Bear was a strong kid. And those days turned to weeks, and weeks turned to months, months turned to years, dude. And we got a whole 10 years to spend with him, where we thought that we were going to get minutes, you know. Every time I think about that, it makes me feel a little bit better. It sucks, dude. It's one of those kind of things that you don't get over something like this. You just kind of learn how to live with it. And I know it's going to take some time, you know, to really learn how to live with something like this. Because like right now, dude, like every day that passes, now it's the 5th. We're 5 days into this year, and it's been 5 days since my son passed away, you know. And it's just every day that goes on the 7th, it will be 7 days since he passed away. And I don't know why my brain is doing that to me, but my New Year's Eve was rough. It was difficult, like so crazy, just hearing all the fireworks going off all around you and everybody celebrating, and you just see the world just continues, and you feel like your world just ended. I don't even know what to say. So I guess it does make me feel a little bit better to talk about this, of course. And I don't know, I don't even know what to say, dude. I've been so lost and just not even really feeling like doing like anything. You know, I came home and I look at the blazer and khaki and just the projects, and I'm just like, dude, I don't give a shit about any of this, you know? And it's just kind of my mindset, and I've been trying to get out of it. Just kind of doing nothing. Trying to clean up around the house and attempting to keep myself busy. And I don't know, man. Like, every time I look at all this shit, I'm just like, dude, I just want to sell it all. I just want to get rid of it. I don't want anything. I don't want to do anything. You know, like it freaking crushed me. And I've been so back and forth with my emotions, like from just extremely sad and then extremely angry and rage, you know. And I just haven't been having trouble controlling my emotions, you know. And I should apologize about the damn fan. My laptop has a fan in like a super fan mode that's really loud. It decided today that it don't want to give me the ability of shutting it off. It's just loud. So I know I've mentioned this before, probably years ago, but Bear is the entire reason why I even started this YouTube channel. When he was born, I was working at the sign shop. I hated my job. I hated my boss. You know, I always wanted to do my own thing, but it's just doing it, you know. And you think about the struggles in life and how hard it is to just do something, you know, whatever it is, whether it's starting a business or, you know, whatever goal that you have, like you just see all the obstacles in the way and it just seems so difficult. And when Bear was born and we went through all that with him and all the doctor's appointments and all the spinal taps and IVs and MRIs and EG machines and just all this PICC lines and all the crap, dude, that beautiful kid had to go through. He had to work his ass off just to be alive, bro. Like, the things that we all take for granted every day, like your alarm clock goes off in the morning and you get up, and you get out of bed, you walk to the bathroom to take a piss and hop into the shower and get ready for your day and put your clothes on. Like, just that alone, man. Like, that alone, having that ability to do that. And Bear helped me realize that there's so many people out there that don't even have that. And for me to make these stupid excuses that I can't do something, oh, it's too hard, it's too this, or I'm depressed, or I'm this, or I'm that. Like, dude, it's like, stop making excuses and just do what it is that's going to make you happy, you know? And seeing everything that Bear went through, like, he really did give me the strength that I needed to just go for my dreams, man. Like life is too damn short and too damn fragile to just sit being angry all the time because of your job, or like I don't know, I'm struggling to find the words to say, man. But he really inspired me. And that's the whole reason why I'm sitting there looking at my khaki just torn apart all over my house, dude. And it was just a regular project. I was just an ordinary guy working on my car. And I was just like anybody else. Like, I would do a little bit here and there, but wasn't really making any progress on it. And it was around that time that I had just barely found YouTube. Like, I didn't even know that the whole YouTube world even existed. Like, this was 8-9 years ago, 10 years ago. And I was watching, like, TJ Hunt install tail lights on a BRZ type shit, you know? And Adam LZ was still into biking and BMX until he went and bought that first cream-colored 240. Like, the big YouTubers were like Mighty Car Mods. And I always thought to myself that it would be cool to do something like that. Like, I enjoyed watching it. I just thought it'd be cool to have a YouTube channel. And Bear really pushed me, really inspired me to do that. And it was him fighting every day of his life just to be able to live, man, that really told me that I needed to stop making excuses and just do it. And that's what I did. Like, started the channel and posted my first video and just kept at it, dude. And here we are. You know, I don't want to. I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world or whatever, you know, but I worked hard to get to where I'm at. Around that same time, like we were having a lot of teenager problems with my oldest daughter, you know, and getting in trouble in school and getting into fights, and we're worried about boys and anything else, and it's freaking child protective services coming in and just a mess, dude. And we ended up having to get her into counseling, and when we did, we were sitting inside of this counselor's office, and this counselor had a picture on her wall that it had a saying on it. And since I seen that picture, like that saying was always just stuck in my head, man. Like, God, that's so true. Like, it makes so much sense. And then with all the stuff going on with Bear and that picture that I had in my head from that counselor's office, it was this. Dreams don't work unless you do, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like before this even happened, before Bear passed away, I've been kind of struggling, dude, and I've just been struggling to keep doing this. I've been thinking more and more about just giving up on it, because it's a lot of work, dude. I pour my heart and soul into this YouTube channel, and sometimes I just feel like I'm just spinning my wheels and not going nowhere. And now Bear passing away, and just that memory that I started all of this because he inspired me to do it, you know. And I haven't been thinking about leaving it because I don't love it or I don't enjoy it, because I most certainly do. It's just sometimes all the hate and all the shit talking comments and all that kind of stuff, sometimes it just gets to you, man, and you just get tired of it, you know. Like, I know I put everything I do out there to be judged by the world, and that's what comes with it. But sometimes you just have so much bullshit in your life, and the one thing that you really put all your time and energy into, and you see all this negativity, and it just kind of hurts your motivation sometimes, you know. But I ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm not going anywhere. I have dreams, and my dreams have not come true yet. But I'm gonna get there, one way or another. And I always have Bear in my heart. I know he's looking down on us. We all got 10 loving years with that kid, man, when we're only supposed to have had minutes. So I think that I'm going to try to insert some pictures and stuff, of course, of Bear, and I think I have some old video, and I'm going to see what I can find to just throw on the end of this, what I can handle to go through, you know. I will say I've been trying to work on a sticker design, if any of you guys want, and I hate to do this, but I feel like I need to. I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to cash out. And I know you guys aren't going to think that, but it's just times are rough right now, dude. It really is. And I mean, we're going to make it work one way or another, between me and Bear's mother. I know a lot of you guys know who Gabby is, but just so you know, like, Gabby's day job was taking care of Bear. Like, she was his care provider. So her full-time thing that she got a paycheck for every single week was from his insurance company, because she had to quit working in order to provide the care that Bear needs every single day, you know. And of course, Bear also received Social Security income, in which she got to help her with her bills and all that stuff. So I know she's really going through it right now, because Bear was her only child. Bear was her only biological child. She cared for him every single day. So not only is that, there's a big void in her life, you know, but that was also her job. That was how she paid her bills. And her income immediately halted with this. Like, just her income was enough to pay her bills and to provide for her and our son. And she also has Gabriel. A lot of you guys have met Gabriel, her adopted son, and now her income just done, and she's gonna have to go out and find a job, in which I can't even imagine trying to sit through a job interview and them asking her like, oh, well, why haven't you worked in the past 2 years or whatever, you know? And I can just assume that that's going to be an extremely difficult thing for her to go through. And like, I've been over there to visit with her, and she's hurt really bad, you know, and I could see it in her eyes that she doesn't have a lot of energy to deal with this, and she is just lost. So if any of you guys do want to help, you guys know that I'm not about GoFundMe's and stuff like that. I like to work for everything that I get. I don't want charity. I don't want handouts, you know. So if you guys would like to help, I am going to put a sticker up on the website that you guys can order a sticker, you know, and everything from that will go to all the expenses that's going to take for my son's services. And if there's anything left from that at all, it's going to go to Gabby to help her with paying her bills until she's strong enough to get out and get a job, you know. I've been working on the design, and it's just something simple, you know, not too crazy. I started off trying to make it a little crazier than what you see here. Matter of fact, I'll just show it to you. This. See, I was going with that, but that is going to be an extremely hard sticker to weed out. You know what I mean? So whenever I cut that, you gotta weed out all the outside, and each sticker would probably take 20 minutes. So if I had to do 100 of these stickers at 20 minutes a piece, you know what I mean? So these right here would probably take 1 to 2 minutes per sticker to actually weed out. So I had to kind of change the design a little bit. But like I said, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to cash out on something as terrible like this, like my son passing away. I know a lot of you guys would like to help and would like the ability to. So before I get a bunch of messages or anything like that, or somebody trying to start a GoFundMe for us, please don't do that. Nothing as drastic as this, of course, but the last tragic type of thing like this that's happened in my life that I have shared with you guys was us losing the house before we moved in here, and it was all with good intentions. But one of you guys started a GoFundMe and then sent me all the information for it, and I remember that thing got up to $600-700 within the first couple of days. And I had to go in and refund everybody. And that's when I told you, like, if you guys want to help, buy a sticker. That's when that DBFam sticker came out with the fist and the wrench. And let me tell you, you guys helped tremendously through that situation. And I appreciate you guys all for it, you know. But like I said, if you do want to help, I would much rather have to work for it. So that's how you would do it. Just go to the website, link is in the description down below, and grab yourself a sticker. I don't want anybody making any GoFundMes or anything for this. Other than that, dude, I don't know what to say. I'm so at a loss of words, and I know I've got to get my year started. This has been a really slow start to the year because I've just been kind of sitting around here doing nothing. I get up every day and jump in the shower and come out here like, rawr, I gotta do something, and I just zone out and stare into space, and I'm so lost right now, but I gotta snap out of it, dude. So I really didn't want to move forward with posting any videos or anything until I I let you guys know about what's been going on and what has happened. And, of course, Josh will definitely be missed. He was a great guy. He was a damn good friend. One of very few that I've had in my life. And of course, I'm gonna miss my son. If anything, bro, just I hope some of you guys can, if you're struggling with things in life and you're just not happy about something, or you have dreams and goals, just fucking do it, dude. It's the best advice I can give to you is just do it. Bear really inspired me to act on what it is that I wanted to do in my life, and that's what I did. And like I said, I might not be the biggest YouTuber in the world, but God, look at where I started. Video number 1, bro. I still go back and I look at it sometimes and I just kind of cringe, like, oh God. You definitely come a long way, you know. And I just appreciate what I've built here and what you guys have helped me build. I went from YouTube being a dream to it's literally my full-time thing now. I don't have to get up every day and go clock in at some shop. I get up every day and get to working on videos for you guys, you know? And it's been great, dude. And I'm not gonna ever stop. I gotta keep at this, and to be straight up, I don't want you guys to think that I am anything other than an ordinary guy, dude. YouTube and you guys are what make me extraordinary. You know, without you guys, I really am just an ordinary guy, living paycheck to paycheck. So with YouTube, you get paid once a month. I get my paycheck, I pay my bills, I got a little bit left to buy some stuff to make videos, and then I'm broke till I get my next paycheck, you know? I know all of you guys can relate to that. So it's a job, but I love it and I enjoy it. And I thank Bear for coming into my life and pushing me to do more, you know? I most certainly appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you. I love every single one of you guys. It's gonna take a little bit to really, you know, I love you guys, and we're gonna get back to making content this week. I have to, man. I got bills to pay. So peace, and I'll see you then.
Best seat in the house. When I need you, you'll be right outside my window. I feel your arms around me when the wind blows. I still think you left too soon, but I'm thankful for your time. Heaven's lucky to have you. God knows how much I miss you. Heaven's lucky to have you. So was I. So was I.